The glass cliff: why women often rise to leadership positions during crises. Abstract. This article explores the glass cliff phenomenon, in which research has shown that women are more likely to be selected for precarious leadership roles during times of crisis or organizational difficulty. Known as the glass cliff effect, studies demonstrate that women face higher risks of being placed in positions with greater chances of failure compared to equally qualified men. The article outlines factors that may drive glass cliff placements, such as tokenism, scapegoating, and gender stereotypes. It discusses implications for promoting equitable leadership opportunities and presents examples from banking, technology, and healthcare industries where proactive efforts helped mitigate glass cliff risks. The article advocates for recognizing implicit tendencies that disadvantage women leaders in high-pressure contexts. It proposes actions like unbiased succession planning, educating on unconscious biases, increasing overall diversity, and ensuring support systems for female executives. With awareness of glass cliff dynamics, organizations can dismantle systemic barriers and judge all candidates fairly based on merit alone. While more women than ever before are obtaining leadership roles in organizations, research has shown that women are often placed in precarious positions of power during times of crisis or downturn. This phenomenon has been termed the glass cliff effect. Today we will explore the glass cliff phenomenon and discuss practical implications and provide industry examples of how recognizing this tendency can benefit organizational leadership and promote more equitable opportunities for women and minorities. The glass cliff phenomenon. The term glass cliff was coined by British academics Michelle Ryan and Alex Haslam in 2005 based on their research findings. Through a series of experiments, they found that women were more likely to be selected for leadership roles that were riskier and more precarious. Specifically, their research showed that, when board seats needed to be filled during times of crisis or poor performance, women were more likely to be chosen over equally qualified men. Participants viewed female candidates as better suited for risky leadership roles where the chance of failure was high. Male leaders were seen as a safe choice and preferred for roles with lower risk and greater chance of success. Since Ryan and Haslam's initial studies, the glass cliff phenomenon has been demonstrated in multiple industries and organizational contexts. Subsequent research has also identified several factors that may contribute to women often finding themselves on the glass cliff. Tokenism. When there are few women in top leadership, one woman may be selected as a symbolic leader to appease demands for diversity without meaningfully changing corporate culture. This tokens a woman up for failure. Scapegoating. A woman leader may be set up to take the fall and be blamed if change efforts or turnarounds are unsuccessful, which protects existing, mostly male, power structures. Stereotypical perceptions. Cultural stereotypes portray women as more cooperative, compassionate caretaking roles. This may lead male power brokers to view women as better able to handle a crisis which requires empathy and relationship building. However, it also contributes higher risk of failure and dismissal. The effects of the glass cliff are concerning as they present barriers to women achieving and maintaining equitable leadership opportunities compared to men. The phenomenon also indicates that true equality, meritocracy, and diversity are still not being realized in many organizations. Recognizing and mitigating the glass cliff for organizations seeking to promote fairness and equal access to leadership. Recognizing tendencies toward glass cliff placements is an important step. Some actions that can help mitigate glass cliff effects include implementing structured succession planning and transparent hiring processes to reduce bias and symbolic appointments. Use competency frameworks and consider multiple candidates for high-risk roles. Educating all leaders, executives, and boards on unconscious biases related to gender that can influence risk-taking behaviors and perceptions of competence. Increasing overall gender diversity at executive levels and on boards. Replacing token representations with equitable inclusion lessens pressure on individual women leaders. Having candid discussions on why certain roles are considered risky, and scrutinizing assumptions made about who is best suited for them. Roles should not be gendered and all candidates considered equally based on qualifications. Tracking appointment outcomes and reasons for departure or dismissal. Look for any disparities between men and women, especially in high-risk roles. And address underlying causes. Ensuring strong support systems for women leaders including executive coaching, sponsorship opportunities, and work-life balance policies. Isolation and lack of networks exacerbate challenges of precarious positions. Incentivizing leadership retention through compensation packages or employment contracts not tied to short-term goals or crisis resolution alone. This reduces turnover pressure. With proactive steps to recognize tendencies that disadvantage women. Organizations can work to dismantle implicit and systemic barriers continuing the glass cliff trend. The following examples demonstrate glass cliff scenarios and mitigation strategies in various industries. Industry examples. Banking industry example during the 2008 financial crisis. Several large banks replaced male CEOs with women. For instance, in 2009, CIT Group named Barbara Dessua as CEO while the company was emerging from bankruptcy under the Troubled Asset Relief Program, TORP. As a woman leading major restructuring, Dessua faced huge challenges and higher likelihood of dismissal if efforts fell short. However, CIT provided coaching, ensured competitive compensation not tied to a specific turnaround timeline, and had otherwise qualified Dessua based on her capable record in complex leadership roles. With organizational support, Dessua went on to successfully guide CIT's turnaround. This case demonstrates how glass cliff placements can be mitigated. Technology industry example studies show women CEOs in tech more likely to be promoted during financial difficulties or security scandals plaguing their companies. For example, in 2016 AMD named Dr. Lisa Su as CEO during a period of market troubles and losses. However, AMD recognized tendencies that could disadvantage Dr. Su and put processes in place like a diverse executive team, standardized performance reviews, and long-term incentive structures. Dr. Su has since led AMD's successful business transformation. Her achievement indicates that with equitable leadership conditions, any leader can succeed despite difficult initial contexts. Healthcare industry example research found women more likely to be selected as hospital CEOs during financial troubles or quality failures, putting pressure on budgets and public reputation. However, one hospital mitigated glass cliff risks for its new female CEO by establishing a dedicated support committee for her transition. This ensured she had resources, networks, and political backing needed amidst the pressures of turning operations around quickly. With the board proactively addressing challenges unique to her role, the CEO succeeded in stabilizing finances while also improving standards of care. Her case shows that recognizing glass cliff dynamics and supporting all leaders equally contributes to diversity and excellence. Conclusion: the glass cliff phenomenon represents an ongoing challenge to achieving true diversity and meritocracy in leadership. While more women are ascending to top positions than ever before, subtle biases and cultural assumptions often disadvantage them by disproportionately selecting for riskier roles with scant chances of success. Recognizing tendencies toward glass cliff placements allows organizations to thoughtfully mitigate risks, establish supportive conditions, and judge all candidates fairly based on qualifications rather than gender stereotypes. With proactive efforts to address implicit barriers women face, leadership can become more equitable while also benefiting from diverse perspectives at all levels. Eliminating glass cliffs improves organizational performance, credibility, and the retention of top female talent essential for the future.